right, so we were sent a screener for The Last Stop in Yuma County, and I agreed to it because it stars Jim Cummings, which, if he's in something, I'm immediately like, hell yeah, sign me up. Now, this is a crime thriller. This is not a horror film, but we do also cover thrillers on here. And this is about a little gas station rest stop diner that people pull over to for gas, but oh no, they're out of gas. And people start piling up at this diner, including 2 fugitives on the run from robbing a bank. This movie has a ton of familiar faces, a lot of them horror actors. Jocelyn Donahue, Richard Brake, even Alex Esso makes an appearance here, Barbara Crampton, a lot of horror alums, along with Jim Cummings as well, which we already mentioned. Now, he did not write and direct this one. He is just part of this one. This is actually a directorial debut. I don't even know how the hell to say the director's name, but they wrote and directed this, and man, was this a fantastic directorial debut. This reminded me very heavily of something along the lines of like Coen Brothers or Bad Times at the El Royale. I think that would probably be a very close comparison here. This film is just smart and surprising, and I just was always engaged and I was always entertained. I thought everyone in this was great. I really felt like the town was alive, that these characters were authentic and real, and I just loved the writing. I love when things would happen, I would genuinely be surprised.
Yeah, I thought it was really exciting. I think that there's a lot of tension in the film, which is what made it so like compelling to watch. Even though it's a single location, the entire time you're engaged in the movie, and especially in like what's happening with the characters. And all of the characters feel important, and you're just constantly like, what's gonna happen? Like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna do this? And I thought it was really fun. I had a great time watching it.
Yeah, because the only people who are in on the fact that these guys are bank robbers are Jim Cummings and Jocelyn Donahue's character, and then everybody else who comes in isn't. And viewing the film through their tension and just kind of the added potential body count and all of the unsuspecting collateral damage that is to come. And Jocelyn Donahue's husband is the sheriff.
Yeah.
And just trying to see her navigate through this as she's kind of looking over at Jim Cummings' character, and they're in the know. And we're in the know, and no one else is. And I just feel like they played off of that super well. And the amount of familiar faces that popped up in this was like, oh, them, oh, him, oh, her. That was also really fun. But I just thought the writing, the dialogue, all of it was so clever, so smooth, so wonderfully put together.
Yeah, it's like a really smart movie, and the director knows how to move the plot along.
Yeah.
Nothing felt like we were wasting time, or there was no boring moments of the film. It was all important to what was happening, and it was all exciting and intense.
Yeah, and this movie is not going to go the way you think it is.
Not at all.
It definitely takes some turns that you're like, oh, shit, okay, that just happened, and now we're here. Where do we go from here? All the way up till literally the last minute of the film, I was like, oh, wow. Okay, now we're doing this.
It was crazy.
Right? So that was great. It's always wonderful to see movies go in completely different directions than you expect them to. And I always appreciate that. Why we don't get more of that, I just won't ever understand. This is also set in the 70s, and I think that was a really smart decision. It adds to the aesthetic of the film, but it also takes away a lot of pesky plot issues like cell phones and, blah, blah, blah. AAA and whatever, right?
Yeah.
So that was cool to set it here, and it also gave it a certain feeling that I always like.
Me too.
So yeah, huge win. Absolutely look forward to this one. If you are like a crime thriller fan, it comes out May 10th. We unfortunately got this way before we were allowed to review it under embargo. We watched this thing a week or two ago, and we still don't have like permission to release this review for weeks. But by the time you see this, it shouldn't be too much longer. And I think it is absolutely worth looking forward to and putting on your calendar if you're into these kinds of movies. Everyone's great in this. Richard Brake is just, he has one of those faces that when he means business, and he is scary,
He's super scary. And I mean, for a directorial debut, like, I'm excited to see what the director's going to do next.
Yeah, it's always cool to see the genesis of someone's filmography, right? Because there's these directors that you come across, and sometimes they make these incredible directorial debuts, and you look for their sophomore effort, and that's really where you see if they have the talent or not, right? Sometimes you follow it up with the Pulp Fiction, right? And then sometimes you follow it up with the Fantastic Four. We've mentioned that in a previous video, but it's true. When you get these directorial debuts that kill, you're like, oh man, like this is one to look out for. Yeah, big win. Yeah. Absolutely look forward to this one, and I can't wait to see people's thoughts when this comes out. I think this will probably be mostly overlooked, but I hope not.
Me too. I think it's an awesome film, and it's a huge recommendation.
Absolutely. So, The Last Stop in Yuma County. Look for it and let us know. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.